what are the key components of deregulation? I know it's part of your economic strategy to spur growth. Are there any specific regulations that are at the top of your list for reform?
Yes, as I said at one of the smaller group meetings last night, maybe a few people in the room interested in private credit. And Treasury is taking the lead on financial deregulation. And I think private credit is an incredible new bolt-on to the world's deepest, the breadth and depth of the world's deepest capital markets. But the growth of private credit tells me that the regulated banking system has been too tightly constrained. So we have set up at Treasury, I convened something called FSOC, Financial Stability Oversight Council, and President Trump tasked me with helping him choose the leaders for the financial regulators. So they have installed a new vice chair for supervision at the Fed, Mickey Bowen. We are going to have a new OCC head, FDIC. Paul Atkins has just taken over the SEC. Brian Quinn is at CFTC. So the regulators are aligned, and we're going to be like safe, sound, and smart in redoing regulated financial entities. And then, as I mentioned in my talk, energy, that's a pretty easy playbook, but the real impetus is going to be on permitting across all industries, and that's where the EPA comes in, putting pressure on state and the federal government's going to put pressure on state and local governments to speed up the process, the permitting process. So, what's the use in giving 1 year depreciation if it's 36 months to break ground? One CEO recently told me, he was talking about the difference between doing business in Texas and Illinois. He said, we started a project in Texas from the day we went to the city of Houston to talk about it to the day I cut the ribbon, took 2.5 years. In Chicago, we are still 7 years into the planning process. So we want to make everyone look more like Texas.
Well, you're in an area here called Malibu where maybe in 15 years you can build a house. So we are very accustomed to this. Let me